Hi, I'm Jeff with National Stonewool. I'd like to go over just a little bit of a setup procedure for getting ready to do some insulating and going over tools and whatnot that are required. So as most guys, we're going to start off, we're going to take our tool pouch and get that ready with some of the tools and accessories that we're going to be needing. So I'm going to get this around my waist. Tape I'm going to put onto my belt so it's easily accessible and I'm not trying to pick it up over a ladder or on the floor and having it fall around. I'm putting some ASJ tape on and some plain aluminum foil. So I'll simply just put these onto my belt, attach it, and my tape is easily accessible here and ready to go. I'm going to use some PVC tape if we're doing some cold water or chilled water pipe insulation where we don't want to use the tacks, we don't want to puncture the vapor barrier, so therefore we'll put that on and we can use the PVC tape, or on elbows we can always use the ASJ tape on both sides of the elbow to finish that off and hold it in place. So anyways, that'll just go into my pouch. Everybody needs a tape measure, and keep that with us as well. We'll use some scissors if we're using any PVC jacketing. We can load those on this side. Of course, our friendly knife and a box of tacks. What we'll be doing is when we're insulating any of the fittings, some unions, possibly some valves and elbows, what we'll do is we'll use some duct wrap. Basically what it is fiberglass insulation and foil face on the exposed side. So this here will provide us keep any airborne fibers or keep the dust down if it's some concealed work. Cold water, chilled water, we want a continuous vapor barrier. If it's heating, we can just use the plain fiberglass, but if it is concealed, we still don't want to have the loose airborne, loose fibers, so we're going to want to contain that. The foil facing allows us to do that. We'll tape both sides of the fittings to make sure that we have a continuous vapor barrier if it's cold and chilled water. If it's heating, again, it's not so critical, but in lieu of just keeping all the fibers loose or eliminate them from getting airborne, we're going to tape everything all up. The duct wrap gets cut into different widths depending on the size of the fitting. You can get different widths: 4 inches wide, 6 inch, 8, 12, 16, and so on. You'll find that most guys are going to find a certain width of wrap that they're going to like to use, and depending on which size of fitting it is that they'll either cut it 4 inches wide this way, or they'll figure out easily what works for them. So that will just get off to the side. We'll use that a little bit later. The insulation is all boxed up. The ASJ butt strips, we do not put those in the box of insulation. But what we do is there's a sheet here with the pricing and whatnot on our SKUs. There's also a chart on here that tells us how many lineal feet of pipe you need, or you'll get done with using one roll of tape. This way here, if the butt strips are falling down the bottom of the box, guys aren't digging through that stuff or not using them. If it's concealed work, you can get away with just using a plain foil tape on your butt strips, or if it's exposed, you want to use the ASJ tape. And other than that, pretty much we're ready to get going. So anything else that you're going to need: dust mask, you want to keep your lungs as good as possible. Obviously any personal protection device: hard hat, steel-toed boots, high visibility vests, gloves, anything like that. Obviously suit up with all your necessary precautions. So other than that, we're just doing a short little display, so I'm not going to be bothering with a mask or hard hats. Nothing's going to fall on me, and we'll get a little mock-up here and we'll start doing some demonstrating. Thank you very much.